Good morning, friends. I'm here with our daily Disney devotional, and this morning we're going to be reading number 87, which is It's Tough to Be a Bug. Now, this is something that a lot of kids enjoy. My kids, especially two of them, are terrified of bugs, so we did not do this ride, I don't think they've ever been on this ride. And my daughter will be a senior in high school next year, but she still is deathly afraid of any bugs. So this is not the attraction for them. Well, that's about it for what would be called thrill rides at Animal Kingdom. I guess there are one or two others that are semi-thrill, if that's a word. We'll do those soon. Keep in mind, however, that the Animal Kingdom is still in its childhood compared to the other parks and will most likely continue to add attraction in the years to come. For now, let's skip around and do some other minor attractions at the Animal Kingdom. We'll start in the middle of the park. Remember that giant tree that we talked about a few devotionals back? Well, as I mentioned, it ain't just a tree. There's something inside there. Let's go see It's Tough to Be a Bug. If you wind your way around the giant tree of life and explore the many animal carvings in its trunk, you'll eventually find your way to the door to the inside. Once inside, you'll be given special bug glasses as you await the one-of-a-kind film. It's Tough to Be a Bug is a 9-minute-long film hosted by Flick, of the flick, pun intended, A Bug's Life. The attraction is a 4D film that includes not only 3D effects, but the Disney norm 4D effects of water, smell, and much more, including some surprises in your seat as well. This attraction opened with the park which coincidentally opened 7 months before the movie debuted in theaters. It's pretty interesting to me that when this attraction first opened, nobody knew who these characters even were. However, when they were building the Tree of Life and knew that they wanted an attraction inside, it was the CEO, Michael Eisner, who suggested a preview of sorts of this upcoming movie. As you can imagine, it's been around ever since. You will rarely find a huge line for this attraction, and the film accommodates 430 guests per show, which means it can host over 2,500 guests per hour. There are a few scary moments during the experience that some younger guests might find too intense, including spiders dropping from the ceiling. Okay, right there, I'm out. I'm terrified of spiders, you guys. Okay, and giant auto animatronic hopper. This machine happens to be one of the most complex audio animatronics that Disney has ever built, with so many moving parts. As you wind your way around the queue line and enjoy the animal carvings, also notice the posters along the way. They are all puns and play on words that represent many famous movies. The song in the show also mimics some famous Broadway music. Some of the bugs in the film are also voiced by famous actors such as Cheech Marin and Jason Alexander. I love him from Seinfeld. Just like the 4D experience at other parks, I've always enjoyed this attraction. Even though it's just a film, it's a fun experience and an entertaining show. One may ask, what possible lesson can we learn from a bunch of bugs? I have seen A Bug's Life movie, and while I enjoyed it, it wasn't one of my favorites. However, there is still an important lesson that we can take from this theme of the movie and an attraction. The fact is that bugs are actually pretty amazing. Have you ever studied bugs? It's estimated that on Earth there are around 10 quintillion bugs. That's 10 with 18 zeros after it. It is also estimated there are approximately 91,000 different species of bugs. In a nutshell, it's a lot of bugs. I hope my daughter doesn't watch this devotional. She won't sleep. Even though they are all small in size due to their sheer number, bugs are estimated to have the largest biomass of any terrestrial animal. Bugs outnumber us as humans, certainly in number, but also in mass by a huge amount. So, what does this have to do with God and our spiritual lives? Well, in a sense, we are like those bugs. We are God's bugs. I know that sounds funny, but just think about this. Just like when we look down and see small bugs beneath our feet, God looks down upon us. What is amazing is that He knows each of us by name. According to Luke 12:7, He even knows the number of hairs on our head, which isn't too hard of a test for me personally, being that I am bald. While we as humans don't quite number like bugs, there are still over 7 billion of us. He knows each of us. Isaiah 43:1 says He can call us all by name. He created us. Jeremiah 1:5 says He even knew us before He formed us in our mother's womb. That means that He knew us before we even existed. Take the time to enjoy this bug show. It's an entertaining film with some funny lines, good music, and general fun. Make sure that you stay seated to the very end for a special surprise. As you watch and learn about the bugs, remember how many there are. Also remember how many of us there are, and try to comprehend that God knows us all. He loves us all, and we are His bugs. He created us all, and of course He created the actual bugs too, all 10 quintillion of them. What an amazing God.